Diddly 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 dum dum doo. Diddly diddle diddly diddle dum dee doo. Diddly diddle diddly 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 doo. Diddly diddle dum 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 diddly doo. Hello there. Well, I'm on the train again. Sometimes the trains...
We are now approaching Leven and Elie. Please mind the gap when alighting from this train.
Sometimes the train's just more convenient and it quicker gets you where you want to go. On far too many occasions when I'm planning a walk and a video, I've got all the stuff laid out at my desk at home, trying to kind of plan things, timetables, and on way too many occasions I struggle to get where I want to go by bus. For example, I was looking at, during the week you can't travel to Strathire or Balquhidder or Killen from Callander. Well, you can, but it's a very early bus. And
this is Leven and Elie. This train is for Leven. The next stop is North Queensferry.
Yeah, you just can't. The services don't join up. You can't get there at a reasonable sort of time. You know, it's a very early service in the morning and late at nights, so on and so forth. And even other places, you know, you think there's no bus service on a Sunday. Well, are we still going down this religious route where Sunday's a day of rest? Sunday and Saturday are generally weekends for people. It's where they go out and about and do things. And the fact that you can't get a bus to certain places on Sundays is an absolute nonsense. Anyway, today I'm heading for Leven. The line there in the railway station was closed in, I think it was 1969, part of the Beeching cuts. But just last year it opened again. And of course it's a magnificent train journey on its own, because you're passing over the Firth of Forth and this wonderful old railway bridge with magnificent views towards the road bridge and the new Queensferry crossing. When we get to Leven, I'll buy my pie, we'll head down 4th Street or 4th Road towards the Firth of Forth. We'll join the Fife Coastal Path and we'll head on our way. That's the plan. The last bus from Elie, or out of Elie back towards Leven, is at 5:08. So there's a wee bit of stress there as to whether I'm going to get there in time. I love a wee bit of stress.
We are now approaching North Queensferry. Please mind the gap when alighting from this train.
Oh, the sea and the sun. So I haven't quite got my pie. Things haven't quite worked out to plan, and I haven't even started yet. I was going to head up the high street to get my pie. Baines, the baker's, is shut. And it is right beside Greg's, the baker's, which is open. You know, I strongly suspect this is just business tactics from Greggs, and they'll open a baker's right beside, or very close to, an existing baker's. I could be wrong there, but I strongly suspect Baines was there before Greggs. I wonder why Baines shut down. Anybody from Leven? No? So I ended up with 2 Greggs chicken bake things. God knows. Anyway, first stop, I think I'm probably on the John Muir Way. I haven't seen any signs yet, but I think I'm on the coast, you know. We've got blue sky and sunshine. At first stop, Lundin Links and Lower Largo. It's adventure time. Well, it's a bit blowy. Decided to revert to the stick. You know, I really miss the my Sony camera. What I miss, I think, most is its ability to zoom in quite a bit. That said, I wouldn't be able to use that facility too much today because of the wind. You get a wee bit of camera shake, you know, it makes the footage unusable. But yeah, I kind of miss that. I mean, I'll turn this round and show you, but I'm looking, I mean, the scene is absolutely stunning. We've got Largo Law, Lower Largo, but just below that. It's such a beautiful scene. Let me turn this round and show you. Well, hopefully I'm in shot this time. I'm kind of, as you probably know, this GoPro camera is kind of new to me, and I'm gradually sort of disliking it. I really am. There's just, every kind of setting is just very wide. And as I think I may have said earlier on, if I kept that footage, I really miss the old Sony camera and its ability to zoom in quite a lot. But as I also said earlier on, when it's as windy as it is today, you're limited when doing that if you zoom in too much, you get a bit of camera shake. It's unusual, but I'm finding this GoPro just a bit fiddly. The kind of touch screen at the back where you're swiping up, down, sideways. And I'm struggling with it, to be honest, you know. On many occasions I've thought to get another Sony camera on it. It would be the Sony FDR AX43A. I mean, I remember when I bought the AX53, I assumed that was a newer version than the 43. As it turns out, it's not. The 43 is a newer version than the 53. What on earth is Sony up to with their numbering? And the 43A is even newer, so there's been many a times where I've almost kind of gone on the line and just bought it. You know, I got the GoPro because it was lighter. And I always kind of liked the idea of maybe having some selfies and all that carry on. I'm kind of struggling with it, to be honest. I may end up buying a Sony again. I miss my old camera. Anyway, it's a kind of dull, misty day. I mean, it was sunny earlier on. And it's been very cold, but when the sun's out, my God, there's a lot of heat in that sun now as the year progresses. Anyway, I'm going to eat both of these steak bakes. It's not steak bakes, chicken bakes. Greg's chicken bakes are actually not too bad, you know, they're reasonably tasty. Managed to squash the living daylights out of them. That's like something you would put between two pages in a book, like a flower, you know, and in many years to come somebody will discover it. Then again, maybe not. So this is Lower Largo. It'd be nice to see the railway extended to that lovely railway aqueduct there. You know, the older I get, and I'll be 70 this year, you know, when I was in my 20s, if I thought of somebody who was 70, I would think, that's flaming old, like, you know, that's an old person. But I don't actually feel old, that's the thing. I feel the exact same, I'm just as daft as it ever was. And my body's holding up pretty well. But the older I get, the more I find that very tasty. Probably a lot of salt and fat in it. The more I find that people just don't care anymore. People just seem to have a lack of care, a lack of sort of responsibility, and they just, I find it quite disturbing. I'll give you two examples. My God, it's cold. I was in Lidl at Annisland a couple of weeks back, and there was a pool of vomit beside the trolleys, the shopping trolleys. It wasn't right in amongst the shopping trolleys, it was on the bit right beside, but it was almost encroaching into the, you know, you almost had to watch where you were putting your feet when you were getting a shopping trolley. And you think, did no one think to clean that up? In Lidl, you know, Lidl, surely, if you were the manager of that store, you would say to somebody, look, get a bucket of boiling water, some domestic bleach or something, for goodness sake, clean that. That's ridiculous, you know. Nobody did that. Nobody thought to say to the manager of the store, there's some vomit out there beside the trolleys. no one has any responsibility. No one cares. And there was another example, probably a month or two back in Byers Road in Glasgow, where it was a kind of cafe type place where they put out little round tables and chairs on Byers Road in the pavement. And there was a pile of dog poo right in front of the shop. It, more or less in amongst the kind of table and chair area. And you look at it and you think, the person in the shop was arranging the tables and chairs, putting them out, and totally ignoring the fact that there was some dog keith there. Just, there's no responsibility. You know, anybody with any kind of any sort of thought at all surely would, again, I'll get a bucket of boiling water, some bleach, get rid of that for goodness sake. But we just we'll ignore it and pretend it's not there, like the pool of vomit at Lidl store at Annie's Land. I find the whole thing pretty, I don't know what the word is, disappointing. You know. Anyway, that's your chat. I'm starting to freeze. I want to eat this. There's still a wee bit of heat left in this. Maybe have the two of them. We've got a bit to go yet. Let me just have a quick look at the map. So, we've done Leven to Lower Largo. We've got a kind of straight, well no, we're hugging the shore again. That sand was hard going at times, I'll tell you. It's like you're treading sand, maybe, I don't know. It was hard going. Okay. It's 1 o'clock exactly. Let's not hang about. Last bus of Elie is 8 minutes past 5. Oh my goodness. A plastic bag just blew away there. My God. It's in the water. I've got no hope of getting it. I'm sorry. There's a fascinating BBC film on YouTube about people diddling. I think that's what they diddled. It was a kind of vocal thing. I just loved it, you know. They just went, diddly 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 dum dum diddly diddle diddly diddle dum doo diddly diddle diddly 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 doo diddly diddle dum 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 diddly doo. It was maybe some sort of singing vocabulary for those who couldn't speak Gaelic but would like to. Well, I've made it to Elie. That's the church behind me. I don't suppose it could ever have been anything else than a church. It's a rather unusual shaped church. I'll be glad to get on the bus. I think if there's an early bus I may get it. I was going to have a beer in the ship inn. I think I'd prefer to actually sit in the bus on the way back to Edinburgh. If I'd got the 508 bus, there was about 45 minutes to wait at Leven for the train. But that bus goes to Edinburgh, so I think I would probably have just stayed in the bus. Many years ago, I just have many memories of standing at the bus station in Leven and feeling strangely forlorn and lost. Because there's not a great deal in and around the bus station in Leven to inspire a person. I'm Eddie Burns, take care, and I'll see you again.